Hey, how's it going, everybody? In today's video, I'm going to be doing a little comparison between this C80 webcam that I got on Lazada, and it's really cheap. I got it for 8.99 pesos just a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to do a little comparison between it and the A4Tech PK920h webcam that I've had it for 5 years. It's pretty okay. The quality is obviously shit, but by the time when I bought it like 5 years ago, it was around the same price as this one, 800, maybe 900 or something pesos, but it was definitely under 1,000 pesos. That's definitely under $20 for this C80 brandless Lazada special webcam. By the way, you can also get it on Shopee, two of the leading online retailers like in the Philippines and in Southeast Asia. So now that there's quarantine and everything with COVID and all, webcam prices are skyrocketing. So A4Tech was never known as the some great brand of peripherals or anything. Although they're trying to get into gaming peripherals lately, like budget gaming keyboards, but I digress. In better, richer countries, they're considered Logitech knockoffs. But here in the Philippines, they're already considered acceptable, okay brand for, I guess, office use. The interesting thing with webcams is that it hasn't improved much over the years. The cameras inside phones have improved by leaps and bounds every year. And the cameras in laptops and the actual USB powered webcams, they've only improved very incrementally. Even when they've added 1080p or supposed 4K to it, they just jam more pixels, but it doesn't seem to look much better. Autofocus slightly better, but it still looks like a potato camera. Now, I don't really care because I only very occasionally do Skype calls with this A4Tech. I've been happy with it for the past 5 years. The interesting thing was that a couple of weeks ago, I was browsing Lazada for other stuff. I saw that webcam prices have risen astronomically. A good webcam like the Logitech C920, it used to be before COVID around 3,500 pesos. That's maybe $70. That's already slightly higher than the standard retail price in North America. So maybe, factoring in taxes and also the relative scarcity of that model in the Philippines, maybe that's why the price. I've seen it go as high as nearly 4,000 pesos. That's nearly $80 here pre-COVID. But now with COVID, that price has gone up to 6,000, crazy price, 6,000 pesos. Now it's gone up to around 6,000 plus something pesos. That's around $116, give or take. And the quality of the C920, well, it's good. It's acceptable if you're paying 3,000 pesos for it or $70 for it. That's definitely not $100+ level or 6,000 plus peso level. It's basically that high just because of scarcity, work from home, people needing to do Zoom meetings and needing to look as clear as possible. That's the thing though. The C920, the Logitech, the only thing it's got going for it is that it's pretty relatively clear. But that's it. It's not really a great camera or anything. And it's already considered pretty top of the line for mainstream webcams. I'm not gonna go into gaming webcams. Those are you gotta pay a lot, which is crazy, right? Considering it's been around for so many years, there's not much innovation in the webcam space. I bought this out of curiosity because I saw that it was 899 pesos, as I mentioned earlier. But do you know, when I bought the A4Tech PK920h 5 years ago, it was also around that price. But now when I browse Lazada, I've seen it go for as high as 1,800 something, 1,900 something pesos. That's almost $40. Yeah, that's twice the price of its previously almost $20 range. And this one before, this didn't even exist because in the Philippines we had a lot of budget webcam brands, which is basically A4Tech, which is not exactly a great brand, but it's still a known name. It's a Taiwanese brand. But now, even that is considered pretty premium. People are paying way over 1,800 for this model. There's another model, the PK910, which is basically the same thing. The only form factor is different. I've used that before too. I already sold it. It's basically really the same. It's just that one has a barrel body that looks like a CCTV eye, which I'm not comfortable with, but it's identical in every other way. Every year, A4Tech just manufactures the same thing. And every year they just stick to the same relatively reasonable budget price of almost $20, but they're not even price gouging us. It's probably the resellers and retailers price gouging us. But first, I was curious to see two things. Number one, the super cheap 899 peso webcam. Is it really worth 899 pesos if there's no COVID? Or will it be a garbage town 400 peso, not even $10 webcam? Or the second thing I'm curious about is whether basic webcam technology has it improved even so slightly now that it's 2020. Even if it's like a nameless brand, it literally has no name. It just has full HD webcam. It doesn't even have the model number here. I got the model number of C80 on Lazada, but there's actually a different one, a C60. It's basically the same thing, except on the body of the webcam you're gonna find a bunch of little dots, like raised ridges. It looks like a design choice, but otherwise I think it's the same thing. So I'm curious about those two things. Is it only 900 pesos because A4Tech, the only other branded budget choice, has gone up twice in price? And if there's no COVID, would we even be buying this? Would this be electronic waste? So how am I planning to compare them? I'm not gonna go on an actual video call and to test that, because you actually don't have to worry about like it lagging or much latency, because the quality is so potato that the bandwidth, it doesn't really use that much internet bandwidth. So I highly doubt it literally has the same specs as that, like on paper anyway, like 2 megapixels, 1080p as the A4Tech, so that one has never lagged, and it uses USB 2, so it's not gonna lag. I'm just gonna do a simple image comparison test and also video comparison test with the webcam software of Windows 10. I'm not gonna be using like any fancy software. Like, I'm just gonna use the default Windows camera app. So my first test was a failure. It was just a black screen. This does not bode well for the 899 peso shit cam. Okay. Also, like, it's been plugged in the entire time I was doing the intro, the very long intro, but I haven't been using it, and it's so warm. The A4Tech isn't plugged in right now, but I've never felt the A4Tech that warm, but the body of this camera is super warm now. So also when it's on, it has a little green light in front, and when the power is on, it's red. When the camera feature is actually being used, there's a little green LED on, which it's supposed to be on, but then all I see is a black screen. So let me plug it in and plug it. Let's do take 2. Alright, now there's something on screen. You can see it, right? Some initial observations. Yeah, it does not look good. Like, it's out of focus. I kind of look like a filter. One interesting thing though is that the camera is super wide. It's like a GoPro, like ultra wide. It looks terrible. It doesn't look in focus. So the next round, I'm gonna take a short video clip just so that you can hear what the built-in microphone of the webcam sounds like. It's probably not gonna be great unless I start yelling. Like, the volume level is probably gonna be low. Okay, now I'm taking a video using the built-in Windows camera software, the video feature. It looks very potato-y. Doesn't look very good. Does not bode well for the C80. Okay, this is also gonna serve as a microphone test. Okay. I took a screenshot of the video recording. It looks scary. Okay, first I'm gonna unplug the USB cable of this 899 peso one. Interestingly, it comes with the little ferrite clamp thing on the USB cable, because like electrical signals, when they travel through cables, they make some like noise or something, and it's supposed to minimize that, so you're supposed to have a crisper sounding audio recording. I'm gonna move it here to the same spot where the previous brandless C80 was, and I'm gonna take a snapshot. Oh no, I ended up taking a video. The sound you're hearing right now is coming from the A4Tech's built-in microphone. Okay, stop that. Now I'm gonna move it to the photo option. And now I'm gonna do a little photo snapshot test. By the way, this is less wide than the C80, so if you're really into wide angle, I guess you could use that. You know, if you're really into like the wide angle look, because that's really the only thing the C80 has going for it. Okay, now I'm gonna take a photo with the A4Tech. Yeah. So it's both at the same angle. As you can see, like the distance like of my face and the webcam, you can see it. So it's the same distance as the other one, except that other one is wider. Okay, well, I guess this concludes this little comparison. All I can say is that you only buy this 899 peso one if you're really desperate and need something. I mean, it's kind of a waste of money, you know? Like, I wouldn't even, like, if there's no pandemic, I wouldn't even pay like 899 for it, maybe 400 pesos. Like, the second reason, like, you may possibly look into this if you really need like something wide angle. I wouldn't get the A4Tech for 1,800 pesos either. It's not worth that. It's worth its original price though of 900. For years, the price has been stable at around 900. You know, COVID sucks. Well, that's all I can say. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope you found it a little helpful in making a purchase decision. If you liked it, please thumb up this video, subscribe, and I'll see you next video.